Alright, so on today's video, I've got a Cadet 2-stage snowblower, and it's a 26-inch. And I'm going to go over how to adjust the shoes, which are these blue plastic deals, and sometimes you might have metal ones. In this case, these are plastic ones, and these are also reversible too. So once I wear down all this side, I can flip it over and again get some more life on this side once it's flipped over. So the point of these is to prevent extra wear on the bottom part here. You can see this plate here, right there, that's the cutting edge on the blower there. And we don't want that to come in contact with the driveway, because A, you could damage your driveway, and then B, it's a part that's gonna have to be replaced, and it's more expensive. I've already had to replace that once because I was not careful enough to adjust the shoes. And as you can see on the shoes here, they're in need of adjustment. I've been doing a lot of snow blowing, and they're not even level at this point. So I'm going to show you guys how to adjust these guys, so you can keep this bar right here, the cutting edge, from being damaged. And so here we go. So first things first, things you're going to need. 13 mil if you can find it. It's one of the size wrenches I always seem to lose. 13 mil. And then you're going to need some cardboard, like this guy. And you're going to want to do thinner cardboard, such as this. If not thinner, if you can get something that has like more of like that clear coat finish on it, that's like compressed, I would go for that. This is basically as thick as I would go. It's not as thick as some of the Home Depot boxes you can find. This was like, you know, some kind of packaging material that went inside a box. Take this guy. This happens to be the correct size. I didn't cut this down. It's just coincidence there. Happens every once in a while. Now you can do this with single person, or if you have two people, it's a little bit easier. In this case, I'm going to go up and kind of push the snowblower up onto this, lifting up and having the cutting edge here rest on here. And that's going to set our height. And make sure you do this on a level surface. So I'm at a nice level concrete floor in my shop here, so that works out good. If you're doing this outside, make sure you find a level spot. You don't want a high spot, like on one side, let's say like over here, because you're going to be setting these shoes to have basically the cutting edge. It'll make more sense once we set it all up. I'll have the cutting edge have this distance between the concrete and the cutting edge to keep that out of direct contact there. So I'm going to go ahead, since I'm the only one here, I'm going to just lift this thing up. Bear with me. Lift this thing up and roll it forward up onto the cardboard there, as shown here. So you see now we got the edge up a little bit higher, and the shoe, you can even notice too, is actually off the ground now. So these definitely are due to be adjusted. I'm going to take 13 mil here, loosen these guys up. Don't need to loosen up a ton. Just enough so we can slide this guy down. I can tap it down as well. Sometimes the mallet works good to kind of get things moving a little bit. So you see this guy. Now, for the most part, my shoe is wearing pretty evenly, but you can see the front tends to wear a little bit faster on my blower. There's actually a little bit of a high spot right there, but it'll ground itself down. I'm going to put just a little bit of force down just to keep it from, you know, kind of coming up as I'm starting to tighten one of the bolts. So like I said, there's a high spot right in here, which should weigh itself down. And you know, I check this, you know, depending on how often you use your snowblower. I use mine quite a bit. I would check this almost every time I take it out, or once a day, depending on how much you're going to use it. If you're not using it that often, I would check it every time if you have it in storage a lot, because these things could move a little bit on you if you don't have this nice and snug. And honestly, spending 5 minutes to get this nice and adjusted is so much cheaper and so much faster than replacing this cutting edge right here. And each snowblower manufacturer might call it something slightly different, but it's essentially a cutting edge. It takes the bottom edge of the snowblower and tries to cut into the ice, and it collects the little bit of snow left. And I always err on the side of leaving just like a little dusting behind, versus trying to just scrape it all the way down, just because of wear and tear and the longevity of the snowblower. Okay, so same thing. And you can kind of see here, really wore down the front of the shoe here a lot faster than the back. That's just how it's worked with my snowblower. That's okay. And like I said, these are reversible too. So once I wear down, I'm getting kind of close on this. I've got a little bit more life left on it though. I can flip it over. You kind of see here, that's what it looks like before, with the height there, or the thickness of the shoe. So I'm getting a little bit thin on the front edge here. But that's all right, because I can just take the shoes all the way off and flip it at some point. And like I said, you don't need to get this super loose. It's the same thing here. I got like a high spot right there on both sides. But it's okay. It's going to wear down. And this, like last time, put a little bit of downforce. You don't need to go crazy with it. You just want to make sure that the shoe's not going to start twisting on you. When you start tightening this down, you don't want the front to start rising up. It's like the front already started rising up there. And that's part of that's that high spot. So I'm going to kind of meet the difference and do right there. Like I said, this is on a level surface right now, so that's how I know there's a little bit of a high spot right there, kind of in the middle of both shoes. Get these nice and snug, because these things take a little bit of abuse. And you don't want these things sliding up on you. So that's all adjusted now, pretty even. You know, now it's just that one little spot there, but I'll wear down. Really, this shoe's worn down pretty evenly. If you see across here, it's pretty much the same thickness all the way across, minus this little section there where, you know, it's worn a little less quick. And that's pretty even all the way across as well. So that's just because I just constantly adjust these. You know, I do it, I inspect these every time I take it out. But really, I only make adjustments like once a season. I do my driveway a lot, and other driveways too, neighbors and whatnot. So we're going to take this thing off the cardboard here, and then we can look at the gap there and get a better idea of how these are supposed to look after it's been set properly. Okay, so we've taken this off the cardboard here, and there's a little bit of a gap. It's really hard to see. I'm going to try something here to see if you guys can see it better. Put a light behind it. Let's see if this shows up. So you can see there's a fine line. It's super hard to see without the light behind it. But this is how I set my snowblower. And it's pretty even all the way across. So that's how I set the shoe height to have, basically that's the cardboard width underneath the cutting edge there. And I'd rather have a little bit of snow left over on the driveway and take like a power sweep or something and get that last little bit up if it really matters, or if it doesn't just, you know, melt away with the sun, versus having extra wear and tear on my snowblower just to get that last little bit off. All right, and that's how we adjust the shoes on most snowblowers, whether you've got the poly plastic shoes here or in the metal ones. It's going to be about the same process. I always use this cardboard trick. It works great. If you got any other suggestions, tips, questions, put that down in the comments below and I'll get back to you on those. Like and subscribe to Gibbs' Garage. Thanks for watching.